Okay, I think we're live. I'm going to try doing this again. So if you can see and hear me now this time, please let me know, because the first time I was trying to do this, I guess my audio wasn't working and you guys were saying that you couldn't hear me. So hopefully now we're all good. I'm here with my girls today. My babysitter was sick, and so I have my darling little daughters here in the room with me. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet for their sake, but I still wanted to come here today and offer you some really good value as we go through our divorce cure method, so that if you're in the process of divorce, if your spouse is talking about divorce, if they want out of the marriage, if they say I'm in love with someone else, all good. Yay! You guys can hear me. That's awesome. So if you're in that kind of situation, that you have the tools and the method that you need to be able to turn that situation around and get your spouse to agree to stop the divorce. Yesterday, we talked about communication. We talked about how to open up communication. We talked about how to increase understanding. Even if your spouse is closed off, even if they're not willing to communicate with you right now, what needs to happen there? So I'd love you to share with me right now. Good. Hi, good to see you. What were your big aha moments yesterday? What stood out the most to you? I know that we got a lot of comments, and I even got some private messages from some of you, and you told me that that was a profound training and that you got so much value out of that. And one lady was saying that she never realized that it was her fear, her panic, her desperation that was causing her husband to kind of subconsciously pull away, and that that was what was preventing them from really being able to communicate. And she even said she tried our golden question. If you were live yesterday with me yesterday, or you watched the replay, what's the golden question, right? What was the golden question? Did you try it on for size? Did you do the experiment with your spouse? Asking that question, did it open up communication? Did it change the way that you communicate, the kind of the pattern that you're in? And you guys can hear my girls playing in the background, which is totally fine. It's totally cool. So yeah, I want to know, what aha moments did you have yesterday? Now, if you didn't watch the training yesterday, that's okay. Go back and watch it, because that training builds on today's training, and I don't want you to solve problems out of order. Sometimes when I'm doing these live streams, I'm going deeper into a topic, and then I'll see a comment from some of you that like, but I don't even have communication with my spouse. They won't even open up to me. She's so closed off, da 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 da. And then a sad emoji face. And I get that. However, you need to use the tools and the resources that are available to you. So go back and watch yesterday's training. I understand that you need to have open communication. I understand that you cannot apply what I'm about to teach you today if you don't already have that. So we always want to solve problems in order, and I've given you the tools and the resources yesterday to open up that communication, to increase that understanding. And what we're going to talk about today is going to go deeper into that. Make sense? All right. Very good. Okay. I used one of your questions in the handout you sent yesterday. I think it may have made him pause. Awesome. Yeah, if you joined our early bird list yesterday, you know that I gave you one of the 7 conversation starters, and they're incredibly powerful. So good job for trying it on for size and going for that. All right, I'm going to go over here to my slides and get rid of that as we go into uncover your spouse's reasons for leaving. All right. Make sure everything tech-wise is working here. Awesome. All right, so we want to talk about the biggest mistake most people make when their spouse wants a divorce. In fact, we see 95% of people making this mistake. They don't uncover or understand their spouse's reasons for leaving, okay? And so often we hear things like, I have no idea why they're leaving. It just hit me out of the blue. I thought our marriage was fine. And then all of a sudden this huge thing happened and now they want out. I didn't see this coming. Or maybe you even did see it coming, but you still don't understand the things that they're saying and you don't know what's really beneath that. What happens is that we tend to focus on the symptoms rather than the root issues that are causing those symptoms. So imagine like a tree, and we see the tree and it has this fruit on it, and the fruit is absolutely rotten and it stinks and it's disgusting and it's gross to look at. And we think, oh my goodness, we just need to fix this fruit. This fruit is so bad, right? And what we don't realize is that the issue actually lies in the roots, and that the roots are causing the fruit to be gross. However, the roots aren't something that we can easily see from the surface. What we easily see from the surface is our hurt, our anger, the affair, the fighting, the tension, the stonewalling, the coldness, the being checked out, right? And so we're focusing on those things and not understanding the root causes that are creating those things to show up in the first place, right? And so what we do is we exert lots of energy into making positive changes, into trying to change the fruit. Even a lot of counselors will say, okay, there's an affair going on, just stop the affair, and then everything will be fine. But you don't realize, well, there's something that caused the affair to happen in the first place. So rather than focusing on that gross, stinky, rotten fruit, we need to go deeper into what's causing that to be a problem in the first place. And we also understand that making positive changes alone isn't enough, because these positive changes that we are told we need to make, and we get into a huge amount of effort trying to make, they don't seem to have effect on our spouse, right? So making positive changes alone is not enough. It's not, which I know sounds even more exhausting if you're in this process and you're like, I'm already trying to do so much, and you're telling me that's not enough. Well, don't worry, fret not, because there's an easier way of going about this. And that is by uncovering and understanding why they are wanting a divorce. So here's an example. Let's bring it home into someone's real exact situation here, okay? And I want you to put on your thinking cap, to put on your learning cap, and go with me and see if you can identify the different pieces that are happening here, right? So identify what the symptom is and what the root issues really are, and then what the solution is, okay? Let's do this. Let's do this together. It's gonna be fun. Let's shake it up, all right? So Mike started off with us believing that his wife might be having an affair. His reasons: he noticed some behavior changes in her, like unaccounted for time, etc., and he began to question his wife constantly. By the time Mike came to us, he was confused as to why his wife was asking for a divorce. He asked us whether she was just feeling guilty over her affair, believing that this was why she was pulling away. Like that was the cause of why she was pulling away. As we began to uncover things, we learned that all of his mistrust is what really hurt her. Carrie, a little quieter. Thanks. I'm just talking to my toddler there. All right. So as we began to uncover things, we learned that all of this mistrust is what really hurt her. So his constant mistrust of her, constant questioning of her, these accusations is what prevented them from being able to have a civil conversation. Okay. So when this point was better understood, it became easier to make adjustments and start fixing the problem. Mike believed he had to stop an affair that might not have been happening first, but to actually make real progress, we needed to make it safe to talk about any issues, which goes back into yesterday, that we need to make things safe and increase understanding so that we can actually talk about the issues, right? So what was the symptom here? Did you catch it already? The symptom was that Mike thought he had to stop an affair. He was fixated on that ugly, rotten fruit. He was almost certain that there was an affair going on, and he thought that he had to stop the affair. And so all of his efforts and energy went into trying to stop an affair that he thought his wife was having. What is wife's real reasons for pulling away? What was her story? The answer: her real reasons for pulling away wasn't an affair at all. It was his mistrust of her that hurt her, and that made her not feel safe talking with him. which makes sense, right? If we truly aren't having an affair or betraying someone's trust, but they're constantly mistrusting us and asking us questions and judging us, then that's going to feel very unsafe. And she, understandably wanted to pull away. She wanted to distance herself from that type of thing going on there. Oh my goodness. Now I've got my phone going on. All right. These live streams, so much fun. Okay. So what was the solution? And I hear a comment, been there and tried that. It made things so much worse. Yes. Okay. The solution was to uncover what her reasons for leaving really were, what they really were. It wasn't an affair. It wasn't that she was in love with someone else. It's that she couldn't take his mistrust anymore. Okay. And increase Mike's understanding toward her. When we helped them increase understanding and safety, they were able to open up communication and work on resolving those problems. And so now they are back together and are happily working on the relationship together. So what can we learn here? Can we see how powerful our stories are? Mike's story, she's having an affair. He could only fixate on that gross, rotten fruit that he thought he saw without understanding what her reason really was. What was her story? Well, Mike doesn't trust me, and I don't want to be with someone that doesn't trust me. When Mike understood that that's what her story really was, then he went into being able to increase understanding and show her a new story, which we're going to get into in the next step. But the new story was, I actually do trust you now. I actually can be supportive of you. I can be understanding of you. So our stories can pull us together or pull us apart. Does that make sense? Good. I'm saying yes. Makes sense. Awesome. So the hardest part is to get beyond what we hear our spouse saying. They say things like, I want out. I'm not in love with you anymore. I'm done. I'm in love with someone else, right? So what are the things your spouse is saying? I need to find myself. I'm just not happy here anymore. Anything like that. And so what we need to do is uncover what their true story is. And I'm going to have my daughter put on this. Here, will you watch this with Ellie, please? I've got a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old here. Again, my babysitter's sick, so I appreciate your patience with the baby chatter. It's so much fun. And so what we do is exactly that in our live divorce cure course. Carrie, will you take it, turn it down just a little bit? Turn it down. Thank you. All right, so instead of guessing what's going on, like Mike did here, hold on, just okay. I'm back. All right, so instead of guessing at what's going on, like Mike was doing, you actually know what's going on. And we're going to give you that bonus vault of communication coaching. It's over 20 hours of us coaching our premium one-on-one clients on their communication challenges so that you can have those exact, same solutions that will help you and show you exactly how to help your spouse open up to have important conversations like this, right? You know exactly what to say, when to say it, and how to say it, which really helps take all the guesswork out of it. So there's no more fear or worry for you. Just an easy, natural way for you to talk with your spouse again in a way that feels absolutely genuine to you. It's taking the overwhelm of, I don't know what to say, so sometimes I don't say anything. Or I constantly want to say the right things, but I end up saying the wrong things. My emotions are just so strong that I just react, out of anger, or I just react out of sadness. I just let all my emotions and my hurt show, and that doesn't really help to solve the situation, right? So it's taking all of the overwhelm and the confusion about what to say, when to say it, and how to say it so that you are able to communicate openly and clearly. So not only will we give you this vault of communication coaching when you join our live divorce course cure. Oh my goodness, say that 10 times fast. Live divorce cure course. which is opening soon. We are opening on the 27th. And you can be like Mike here. I love that expression, be like Mike. In this case, we really do want to be like Mike because he's done it. He's uncovered why his spouse is leaving and opened communication. So how good would it feel for you to uncover why your spouse is leaving and to be able to open that communication? So here's a comment. When we talk and I don't engage angrily, he starts getting angry. I told him I don't want that anymore. And then he gets worse. Exactly. So you're pattern interrupting. And what you need to do is establish some healthy boundaries so that that anger doesn't continue and that you don't allow that to be part of your communication. And that's exactly one of the methods that we teach with this. All right, so as you increase understanding, you open the door for them to stop the divorce and get to the next phase of this process. I have 2 minutes left, baby, we're good. Which is buying time to make positive changes. And so I'm gonna go into that tomorrow. Come here, Ellie. I have 7 children. So to me, all of this is absolutely normal, but I'm sure for a lot of you, it's like, what is going on over there? So again, I appreciate your patience. So tomorrow we're going to go into how to buy time to increase our chances of restoring the marriage and how to slow down and stop the process of divorce. So I'm going to come on here live again tomorrow. Hopefully, honestly, child-free. But yeah, we're going to go deeper into that. But I wanted to get you something really cool right now to join our early bird list for our live divorce cure course that's opening on the 27th. And you can join the early bird list so that you can join one day before everyone else. We are capping this at 100 spots. And so once they're full, they're full. Like we can't just keep opening up. Let me close this real quick. All right, let me solo. Here we go. There I am. Welcome back, everyone. All right. So you can join one day before everyone else. We only have 100 spots because we do these training with you live. And you are able to ask Mark Johnston, our international marriage expert, any question that you have and make sure that you thoroughly understand these steps. You understand, how do I open up communication? How do I increase understanding? How do I set healthy boundaries in our communication? And then how do I uncover what the reasons for leaving are? How do I know what that really is? Not just what they're saying or what I think it is, like Mike was, right? But that you actually know what it is. And then getting to the next stage, which is buying time to stop the divorce, to slow down the process of divorce so that you can fully restore your relationship. I'll go deeper into that tomorrow, but this entire course we do live with you and make sure that you fully understand every single stage and are able to implement it fully. And then you also have coaching check-in calls where you're able to meet with a coach, have them call and work with you to make sure that you're fully applying and getting over any stumbling blocks that you may have. So if you join the early bird list today, I gave away the 7 conversation starters yesterday. So congratulations to everyone who got those. I know that you're already applying them and I'm really, really proud of you for that. I honor you for that. And I thought, you know what, let's just have fun today. Let's just do something really cool. And so Mark put together another incredible guide called 7 Reasons Why Your Spouse Wants Out, uncovering what the real reasons are. And so I have like 1 second left here. If you join the early bird list today, I will get you those 7 reasons why your spouse wants out guide. I've got to go because I've got a grumpy baby here, but I appreciate you guys all. And if you want that, say me, yes, early bird, and I'll make sure I get you those 7 reasons why your spouse wants out so that you can uncover those reasons and be able to identify what they really are so you can not just focus on the symptoms, but the root issues. All right, appreciate you all. You have a fabulous day, and I will talk